Hey guys, Tyzer here, and I'm here with Times as usual, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the future of Halo, what we want to see, and somewhere other in the future we'll be doing another video basically about theories and sort of the direction the story could take in particular. But
And
anyways,
if I may cut in here for a second, I know we've inundated you guys with a lot of our videos and so on and so forth, but yeah, the purpose of this is just to whet your appetite. And if that sounds bad, I'm sorry. We sort of did something like we sort of went over what we wanted to talk about earlier, but yeah. So what do you have
basically,
in mind, Tyzer?
Basically, it's because recently some of you may have seen a piece of art appearing from, I forget his name now, it's really bugging me, but anyway, Josh Holmes posted it on 343. I'll actually put it in the video somewhere if I remember. But basically, it sort of got me in particular going, I'm not sure about you times, but it really got me going in terms of Halo 5 hype. And just for the purposes of this video, I know working title is Halo Xbox One, but we're just going to say Halo 5 just for the purposes of speed.
Yes. It did get me excited, you know. It's atmospheric. I love these sort of shots from video games, these concept arts that you don't know what's going on, you know. And it almost reminds me of New Mombasa. So
Yes.
I get that sort of vibe from it.
Yeah, that's what I heard a lot of people actually replying with is New Mombasa. Um, so yeah, what we're going to talk about for the sake of this video, we'll get more into our ideas about what we've seen so far and sort of artworky bits that have given clues towards Halo 5 in this other video. But for today, it's more sort of changes we want to see from Halo 4. Not criticising Halo 4 in particular, we both happen to enjoy Halo 4 a fair bit, but it's more of what things we didn't like about Halo 4 and I guess previous Halos in recent years, and also what we did like. So realistically, a list, if you like, of what we want to see in the next Halo.
Okay, so to go on that point, I think a majority of fans seem to have grown discontent when Bungie started making their final two games on their contract. I mean, I remember that they said we have two more games to make on our contract before we're out from under Microsoft. And when ODST came out, people didn't like. I loved ODST. I loved Halo 3 ODST. Again, I use the word atmospheric, and that's what that game was. You were not a Spartan, and you were weaker than a Spartan, and you had to be more careful, especially on Legendary. And then when Reach came out, a majority of Halo fans didn't like Reach. So it seems like those two games started it, and then Halo 4 is another. We like Halo 4, obviously, but it seems as though a majority of fans don't necessarily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Fair enough. I do have my own criticisms as well.
Same here.
Yeah,
Same here.
but there was a lot that I did like about it, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't still be playing it. But yeah, so we've got the sort of rough list of ideas and things we want to go through. So I'll start us off with basic principles, things that have changed with multiplayer. So join in progress, my first one. We discussed it a little bit before, but basically the idea of whether or not it should be in the game. On the positive side, you've got the idea that join in progress, of course, it kills off those matches where you start completely destroying someone and eventually they just quit and you end up spending 10 minutes hunting down this one person and it gets very tedious. But on the
Yeah.
flip side, of course, which it really dawned on me a few days ago actually, was the idea of whenever I jump into a game, I'd never find a full game immediately, so I'd have to join in progress. By which point, the team I'm on was already losing because it's very rare for the winners to leave. So you end up joining the losing team, and often the winning team's already got power weapons and that sort of thing. So it's very difficult to make a lead again.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very useful because you go back to Halo. I've played Halo 2 online, not on my own gamer tag or anything, but I played Halo 2 online. I played Halo 3 extensively, and in those games, and in Reach, obviously, because Reach didn't have join in progress. One person quits, whether it be big team, regular team slayer. One person quits, and you're immediately disadvantaged, and the other team seems to just swarm on you. So when Halo 4 first announced the join in progress feature, I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be a well addition to the Halo series, and I know they've made changes to it since the title update. I don't necessarily know what changes they are, but I feel as though I don't know. I want to say that it can be improved upon if they want to keep it in the system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. It's something that
Go
needs
ahead.
just a little bit of tweaking, because I know they I can't remember the exact changes myself either, but I know they tweaked sort of the amount of time into the match
Yeah,
until the joining progress window is closed off. But
yeah,
I find that it's still, you're joining matches where it could even be like, it feels like it's halfway through already and you have no hope of winning. But
yeah.
I can see it being something that can carry on and be useful as long as it is tweaked. And I think the main reason for that was that Halo 4 lacked a beta. I think a lot of these issues could have been cut out in a beta.
And that is like, absolutely true. And you can't necessarily blame 343 because they're a new studio. They were a new studio at the time, and they've had this game in the development stages for a while. And having a beta on top of developing a new game and getting everything settled for a new studio is a lot to ask.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them for not having a beta, but maybe now for Halo 5, Halo Xbox One, whatever you want to call it, they can do something with that and get fans' input before the game comes out. And that way they know exactly what they need to work on before they release it.
For sure. I mean, and on top of everything, it will build more hype. I mean, at the moment, you've seen this excitement out for betas or alphas even for Titanfall, which has just gone out. A few people have got that. Project Spark beta codes have gone out for that. You can see that there is a lot of sort of beta testing going on at the moment, and it always yields positive results. I mean, you look at some games and they are completely broken, not to pick on any particular Battlefield 4, but basically a beta can make a little difference. And I mean,
Yeah.
the phrase I use a lot at the moment is that 343 at the time of during Halo 4's creation, it was basically a game that was being made at the same time as its developer was being made. It wasn't a complete
Exactly.
studio, so resources were already vastly stretched as it is. But you can see they've got the passion and the drive just through their community interaction, all the things they've done. Global Championship went down an absolute storm, especially the finals. Plenty of things they've done to really try and empower the community, and obviously hires at Microsoft and 343, such as Joe Staten, who worked
Oh,
on...
that is. Yeah, you heard that right.
Yeah, he worked on Halo during the Bungie years, for those who don't know, and of course he also wrote Contact Harvest, which was a fantastic addition. He's now been rehired at Microsoft as the, I forget what it is, senior, he's up there somewhere, but basically he's not directly associated with Halo, but of course
But
he's going to dip his toes in it.
Exactly. He's going to have. I don't know if it. Yeah. He's going to have some influence. He's going to oversee new projects, but he can't give up Halo.
Yeah.
He's going to have some say into what goes into the Halos into the future, however long he stays with Microsoft now.
Yeah.
And that is awesome because the guy is cool. Do you remember seeing that Halo 2? I know we're sort of going off topic here, but I'll go back into the on topic. That Halo 2 making of documentary, and Joe Staten was a key feature in that documentary.
Yes.
He was like the personality of Bungie.
Yeah.
And that was like awesome.
Yeah, I remember it's the way that was. I remember seeing was that the way Bungie used to do their trailers was basically as it was like a child describing a drawing of a dinosaur he's just done or something. They were very excited about it. Senior creative director, that's it.
But you were right when you said it's like they were making a new game, but they were also making themselves. 343, they were putting themselves together, and I sort of liken that to like a baby trying to formulate its ideas about the world, a newborn baby. You can't formulate your new ideas about the world or anything because you're a baby.
You need experience.
You need experience. You need to grow up, and and obviously in the world of businesses grow up quick and companies grow up quick, and I think 343 is at a point to where they can manage that kind of stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, not saying 343 didn't already have experience, of course they did, but it wasn't experience developing a Halo as such.
Exactly.
There's a common misconception that 90% of Bungie's staff went to work for 343. That's certainly not the case.
Yeah.
And then of course they built upon it as well with Bravo, who's been a fantastic addition to the team. You can see that in some of the changes. But yeah, so another big topic to bring on, actually, it's one that's been over some debate actually over the last two Halo titles that, ignoring Combat Evolved Anniversary, is the ranking system, which
Right.
even Bungie sort of started to meddle with at the end of their involvement with Halo.
Right.
Personally, I'd say that I like the idea behind Halo 4's ranking system. It was very short, but the last two games it's ranked people based on their playtime rather than their skill as such. They can speed up how quickly they rank up through their skill, but of course it boiled down to playtime. If you're an inheritor, it didn't mean you were the best player on earth. It just
Exactly.
meant you played it a long time. You may have got there quicker because you were good, but not necessarily. But I do like the fact that you had to purchase your armor in Reach using your experience. So
Right.
perhaps a credit system plus a skill-based ranking system.
I personally prefer I would agree with that. Customization is the way of the future. So when you talk about buying armor pieces or what have you, that's gonna probably be in Halo forever now. It's not going back to the Halo 3 ways, and I'm okay with that. I'm probably just gonna use a default armor because I don't like customizing. But that's a tangent. But when it comes to ranking, I would personally prefer a sort of true kind of skill ranking system, because Halo 4's was entertaining, and I went up all the way to 130. I would play relentlessly all the way up to 130, but then after that, what happens? I sort of got bored with it.
Yeah.
There wasn't much there. There wasn't much substance there, and with Halo 3 in particular, I had a lot of fun trying to. I think that's the last true ranking that Halo fans consider to be a real ranking system.
Mm.
I don't know if I'm just spitting out garble there, but
Yeah. No.
I would like it. I would like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Go ahead.
it's sort of like how can I put it? I think the CSR system that they deployed in Halo 4, obviously after release, I think that it just seems to be a sort of ranking system for Halo 4, but I think that they're actually experimenting with it. I think that's what's going to be the ranking system in Halo 5.